Okay, I think we are now live. Yeah, let me just check a couple of things because this is the first live class that I have done here on YouTube in a while. So I'm just going to open up. Just check a couple of things because this is the first. Okay. I'm just going to check the live chat is working so I can see what you guys are writing. Just a moment. Okay, if you are watching at the moment, please do say hello. Tell me your name, tell me where you're from, and I'm just checking that it's working. I'm just going to write in the chat now. Hello. Okay, so again, yeah, if you're watching, say hello so I know you're there. And we will get started very soon. Oh, okay, great. We've got someone here already. The username Creation Bushra. Thanks for joining. Hello, Kian. Hello, Flavia. Happy Saturday to you all. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, hello. Bushra, Mohammed from Egypt, Chloe. All right, we've already got quite a few people. That's great. 17 already. That's great. So thank you for joining me today. So as you know, today we're going to be talking about question tags. Before we do, okay, so I'm going to look at the comments later. I find it a little bit tricky. It's a bit difficult because I'm very easily distracted by reading the comments, but I'm going to try and we'll take like breaks throughout today's class so I can read the comments. Remember, if you have any questions about what I'm saying, you can ask me in the comments, and occasionally I will look at them and try to respond. All right, I'm just going to take a quick look now. We've got some people from Brazil. We've got Shirley, Edvin, Mehmet. Okay, wonderful. Hashim from Egypt. All right, great. Thanks for joining me once again. Okay, so question tags. The reason I wanted to do a class about question tags today was because it's something that native speakers use a lot. Native speakers use question tags, on a daily basis. We use them every day. But it is something that a lot of English learners don't use, even high-level English learners. So I teach, I teach students of all levels, but even sort of upper intermediate and advanced students, I rarely hear them using question tags. So this is something really good to learn if you are at an intermediate level or upper intermediate or even advanced. If you're at that level and you want to make your English sound even more native, if you want to sound more like a native speaker, then this is something you should start using. You should definitely start using question tags. And this grammar, I think it's not too difficult, but it's probably a little bit too difficult for beginners. So if you are a beginner, then of course, you are still welcome to watch, but it might be a little bit difficult for you. If it is, don't worry, that's all right. But I'm just like warning you, if you find it confusing and you're a beginner, then don't worry, because this kind of grammar is definitely intermediate, upper intermediate kind of grammar. All right, taking a quick break to read the comments now. Someone asked, am I from the USA? No, I'm from England. Okay, let's continue. So question tags. So I told you why they're important to use, because they'll make you sound more like a native speaker. And okay, now I'm going to explain why we use them. Why do native speakers use question tags? What's the purpose? What's the use of them? The reason we use question tags is to confirm with someone what we already think is true. So I'll think something is true, but I want to confirm it. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, so I want to check with you that you also agree with me. So it's kind of used to ask for agreement from the other person. Or sometimes just as a way of making conversation, to get a response, to make sure the other person responds to us. We use question tags. All right, so that's why question tags are important. That's why why we use them as native speakers. Now we're going to start actually looking at a few examples. And just before we do, just going back to the comments, Rio says, I always get confused with answers to the question tags. Okay, we will be covering the answers as well today. I'll be telling you how to use the question tags and how to give an answer. So hopefully keep watching and it will all become clear soon. Okay, so I'm going to get out my whiteboard now. Some of you, for those people who are watching now, who follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, you'll know, maybe you saw that I posted a kind of quiz question for Grammar Thursdays. I posted, the sentence was, Anya is doing, that's me, Anya is doing a live class on YouTube this Saturday. And there were 4 options. So let's take a look at those now, shall we? All right. Hang on. Okay, here we go. And where's my pens? All right. Okay. So if we look at number 1, this was the question. Anya is doing a live class on YouTube this Saturday. And the 4 options were A, is she? B, isn't she? C, isn't it? And D, doesn't she? So the correct answer, and a lot of you got the answer correct, so well done to those who did. The correct answer was B, isn't she? Okay, and now I'm going to explain why that's the correct answer, and then we'll look at some more examples. All right, so you can see here. Okay, so let's start with the subject, Anya. I'm Anya, and I am a woman. I am female. So here we could replace Anya with she. Just write it in brackets. She, because we're talking about me. So that's why C can't be correct, because I'm not an it. I am a person, not an it. That's why it cannot be C. Can't be C because I am a she. Okay. Next one. So let's think about what tense is this? Is it present simple? Is it present continuous? Is it past simple? It is, you can see here, I've written, it's present continuous. She is doing. It's present continuous, and you'll notice we've got verb to be, is. So because we've got the verb is here, we'll need the same in the question tag at the end. We'll need to repeat is. We'll need to repeat the subject, or replace the subject Anya with the word she, and we'll need is as well. You'll also notice that this part is a positive sentence. It's positive, which means that we need a negative question tag. So that's why A cannot be correct. A was, is she? But that's not right, because that's, again, it's positive. But we need to have, if the first sentence is positive, the question tag must be negative, and vice versa. So if this is negative, this will need to be positive, the question tag. So it can't be A, because that's positive. Why is it not D, doesn't she? Because of the verb to be, basically, because we've got is here. One example of a question tag where we could use doesn't she, we could say Anya teaches English, doesn't she? That would be correct. But because we've got is doing, we need isn't she. So the correct answer was B. Anya is doing a live class on YouTube, isn't she? Okay. I'm just going to go back to the comments, see if you've got any questions about that. Okay, good. So some people got it right there. Great. Okay, so remember, if you do have questions at any point, let me know in the comments, and I'll come back to them occasionally to check that everyone is clear. And okay, good. Shirley asks, do I speak French? No, I don't speak French. Okay, yes, I am a teacher. Okay, so Dialogue Mospian says, you are a teacher, are not you. Nearly, that's nearly correct. But another thing, actually, that's a good point that I forgot to mention. We need to, the question tag must be contracted. So I noticed some people were answering on my Instagram for this question. Some people said, Anya is doing a live class, is not she. Is not she. So that's not correct. The question tag must always be contracted. We can't say is not she, we must say isn't she. And same, so to answer the comment, you said you are a teacher. It should be you are a teacher, aren't you? Not are not you, but we need to contract are and not. So aren't you? You're a teacher, aren't you? But yeah, very good, very close. Okay, now let's look at the second example that I've written here. Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube. So these little thingy quotation marks mean that I'm repeating what I said here. Okay, so what do you think is the correct question tag for this one? Remember that this part now, we've only changed one thing. We've just made this part negative now. Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube. What's the correct question tag here? Do you know? I'm just going to have a look in the comments. Okay. Is she? Good. Mehmet, Kian, you got it correct. The correct answer is Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube. Is she? Okay. Hopefully you can read my writing. It's quite difficult to hold it up and write at the same time. So you'll notice this part is negative. This part is positive. Okay. Let's just pause for a moment. Okay, that's a little positive sign there. Let's just pause for a moment to think about the meaning of these two sentences with the question tags and compare and contrast them. So if we said, Anya is doing a live class on YouTube, isn't she? That means you think that I am. You think I am doing a live class on YouTube and you're just asking the other person to confirm it. If we ask this way, Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? You think I'm not. So whatever the first sentence is, that's the thing that you think is true. And you're asking them to confirm it with the question tag. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Hashim, not does she, because again, notice we have verb to be. We have isn't. Or yeah, is not. So we need to repeat is in the question tag. Okay, yeah, hopefully you can see there. We've got isn't, we need to repeat is. Okay, let's look at some other examples. So both of those were using the present continuous tense. Question tags can be used in any tense. You can use any tense with question tags. So we're going to look at a few other tenses and some more examples now. Okay, the next two sentences, numbers 3 and 4, are in the past simple tense. Let's take a look at the number 3, the third example. Anya taught a live class yesterday. Anya taught a live class yesterday. I'm going to give you a moment. What do you think the question tag should be here? Remember, so this part is positive. Anya taught a live class yesterday, and we want a negative question tag. So what do you think is the answer? Okay, good, good. Yeah, we've got a few correct answers here. Yeah, you guys have got it. Exactly, didn't she? Mehmet, Rio, Kian, you got it, didn't she? So let's write that in there. Okay. All right, I'm just going to write that here so you can see. So Anya taught a live class yesterday, didn't she? Okay. I apologize for my writing. It's not the neatest handwriting. Okay, so yeah, we've got the positive sentence and then the negative question tag in the past. because it's past simple. So not doesn't she, but didn't she, because we are talking about the past. So that is negative. Okay, and now let's flip it around. And remember, so the meaning here, Anya taught a live class yesterday, you think that's true, and you're asking for confirmation. Okay, and okay, the next one, number 4. Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday. What should be the question tag be here? I'll give you guys a moment to think about it and answer in the comments. So this is kind of the same as this question, but just, well, the opposite, in the negative form. Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah, you got it. Okay, excellent. Yeah, and so the answer is, as some of you correctly stated, the answer is, did she? Oops. Okay, Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday, did she? Okay, so again, we've got negative sentence in the first part and a positive question tag in the past because we're using the past simple tense. Excellent. Yeah, you guys are fast learners. You know your stuff. Okay. So, okay, and now before we move on, let's look at possible answers for these question tags. But before that, I'm just going to have a quick look again back to the comments. Okay. So Gifon, didn't Anya? We would replace the name with the pronoun. So because I'm a woman, we'd say she. If I was a man, we would use he. We don't need to repeat the name again. We just replace the name with the correct pronoun. He or she, if it's a person. Okay. All right. Emerson Silva is not equals isn't it? Exactly. And remember, it must be, as I said before, it must be a contraction. So I can't say did not she. It must be didn't she. And same, like I said before as well, we can't say is not she. We need to say isn't she. So we need to do the contraction with the question tag. Very important to remember that. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at the possible answers. So going back to the first one, Anya is doing a live class on YouTube, isn't she? I'm going to see if you guys already know. Who can tell me? Who can tell me what the correct answer to this is? Anya is doing a live class on YouTube, isn't she? The answer should be yes. What's the answer? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a look. So now we're looking for the correct way to answer the question tag. Anya is doing a live class on YouTube, isn't she? The answer is yes. Yes. Just waiting for anyone, if anyone can tell me in the comments. No? All right, I'll let you know there we go, Kian. Okay, yeah, you got it. Eddie and Kian have got the correct answer. Yes, she is the correct answer. All right. Because it's true. So the answer is yes, she is. Now, okay, now it gets a little bit more difficult. Let's look at the second example. Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? What's the correct answer to this? Because in reality, yes, the answer, I am doing a live class on YouTube. So what should it be for the number 2? Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? What do you think is the correct answer? Yes, she is, or no, she isn't? For number 2, Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? The answer is, I'll give you a moment or two to have a think. Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? The answer is, yes, she is. So actually, the answer is the same because I am doing a class on YouTube. So the answer actually will stay stay the same. Exactly. Eddie Cavalcante or Cavalcante has got it correct. So the answer stays the same. It doesn't really matter the way you phrase the question. If the answer is true, it stays the same. The answer would here, so Anya isn't doing a live class on YouTube, is she? The answer would only be no, she isn't, if I wasn't, but I am. So the answer is yes, she is. Okay. So Kian and Gifon, actually the answer would be yes, she is, because I am. I am doing a live class on YouTube. So yeah. Okay, let's try number 2 now. Let's try number 2 now. And I'm going to tell you now that this is my first day of live classes here on YouTube. So I didn't do one yesterday. There was no live class yesterday. So now let's try and look at examples 3 and 4, and let's try and answer those together now. So Anya taught a live class yesterday, didn't she? What's the correct answer here? How do we answer this one? Anya taught a live class yesterday, didn't she? What do you think? Yes, she did, or no, she didn't? I'll give you a moment to think about it. For number 3, what's the answer? Yes, she did, or no, she didn't? And I'm telling you that this is my first live class on YouTube. Okay, so we've got a few different answers. Kian Mac is correct. No, she didn't, because I didn't. I did not do. Today is Saturday. I did not do a live class yesterday. So the answer is no, she didn't. I am doing one now, but I didn't do one yesterday. I will do one tomorrow, but I didn't do one yesterday. So the correct answer, Kian, you got it right. No, she didn't. And Hashim. Okay, well done. Okay, now let's look at the 4th example. What do you think for this one? Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday, did she? What's the correct answer here? Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday, did she? What do you think? Yes, she did, or no, she didn't? Okay, again, I'll give you a moment to answer. So do you think my answer stays the same, or will it change? What do you think for number 4? Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday, did she? This time, do you think it's yes, she did, or no, she didn't? What's the correct answer there? And the correct answer is Mehmet. You got it right again. No, she didn't. Because I didn't. Because so the answer actually stays the same. It's kind of doesn't matter the way you phrase the question, whether you do positive first or negative first, you just give the answer that is true. Because I did not do a live class yesterday, the answer will stay the same for both of these. No, she didn't. So Anya taught a live class yesterday, didn't she? No, she didn't. She didn't teach a class on Friday. Anya didn't teach a live Anya didn't teach a live class yesterday, did she? No, she didn't. She didn't teach a class on Friday. So the answer stays the same. Okay, well done to those who got it right. Don't worry if you didn't. We're going to do some more practice. Dialogue Mos Bien says, you're in London, aren't you? Okay, well done. That's a good use of the question tag. That is correct. But the answer to that is no, I'm not in London. I'm in Berlin. Okay, let's move on now. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to erase this part so that we have more room to write more things soon. Okay. If you missed any of that, or if you find it confusing, you can always go back and watch this again after the live video has finished. You can go back to it. Okay. All right. Let's look at some different ones now. So all of those ones started with my name, Anya. Let's look at let's use some different subjects now. So let's see. Okay. So again, I'm going to let you guys guess. We'll let you guys think what it could be. Okay. So they are very clever. What's the question tag? Remember, so they, that's the subject. Are, verb to be. They are very clever. The first part is positive. That's a positive sentence. They are very clever. What should the question tag be here? Again, I'll give you a moment to let me know in the comments. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, I think you guys have got the idea. So Mehmet and Kian again are correct. Well done. And Nabiel Zaki, nearly correct, but not quite. So because this part is positive, this part needs to be negative. The question, if the first sentence is positive, the question tag must be negative. So the correct answer is they are very clever, aren't they? They are very clever, aren't they? And remember, again, we need the contraction. Not are not they. It must be aren't they. So that's negative. Okay. There we go. So they are very clever, aren't they? Okay. All right. And what about now? Let's look at the next one. The next one is the same, but the other way around. So the next part, the first part is negative. So they are not very clever. What's the question tag here? They are not very clever. Let's have a look. So they are not very clever. Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Good. So you guys have got the correct answer there. They are not very clever, are they? Oops. There we go. They are not very clever, are they? So we've got a negative first sentence and this time a positive question tag. So again, the difference in meaning, if I say they are very clever, aren't they? It means I think they are clever. If I say they are not very clever, are they? It means I think they're not clever and I want you to agree with me. Let's practice the answers for these. Let's say when we say they, let's say, for example, that I'm talking about Einstein, Albert Einstein, and Stephen Hawking. I'm talking about Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. So what would be the correct answer? What do you think? They're very clever, aren't they? What's the correct answer? Yes, they are, or no, they're not? I'll give you a moment to reply in the comments. So we're talking about Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. They are very intelligent. So they are very clever, aren't they? The correct answer is, what do you think? Yes, they are, or no, they're not? Give you a moment. Okay, great. Okay, we've got one correct answer so far. Okay, excellent. Good. You guys are fast. So the correct answer is yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right. What about the second one now? So they are not very clever, are they? Again, let's say, for example, we are continuing. We're still talking about Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. What's the correct answer? If I ask this way, they're not very clever, are they? What do you think? Yes, they are, or no, they're not? What's the correct answer? Again, I'll give you a moment to answer. Is it the same answer as the one before, or do we change the answer if we're still talking about the same people, Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking? What do you think? Yes, they are, or no, they're not? Okay, so this time we're looking for the answer. Okay, So I'm getting a lot of the answers, no, they aren't. If you say no, they aren't, it means you think that Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are not clever. So do you think Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are clever? I think they are. They are very clever men. So the answer is not no, they aren't. The answer is still yes, they are. So because, okay, let's write it here. Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are clever. Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are clever. I think most people can agree on that, right? I think I'm sure most of you will know who Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are. And I think we can all agree that they are very clever. So the answer stays the same. They are very clever, aren't they? Yes, they are. Next one. They're not very clever, are they? Yes, they are. So because they are clever, so the answer stays the same for both of these. We're talking about Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking. The answer is the same for both types of question, because that is the truth. They are clever. Okay, so I hope that, okay, let's continue practicing, because I think we still need a little practice with that. Let's just erase this. Okay. Okay, this time, before we look at the questions, I'm just going to give you an example thing. So this is, let's say this is Bob. Okay? Great drawing, I'm sure you'll agree. This is Bob. Bob eats fish. He likes to eat fish. Bob eats fish. Okay, just draw a little fish. Okay, Bob eats fish. He likes to eat fish. Okay, so that's kind of the answer to the question. Now let's look at the question and make the question tag, and then we'll answer it. All right, so let's see here. Bob eats fish. What's the correct question tag here? Bob, who's a man. Bob, so we could say he. He eats fish. What's the correct question tag? I'll give you a moment to answer in the comments, sorry. And remember, so this is a positive sentence here. Bob eats fish. That's a positive sentence. So remember what kind of question tag we need there. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I'll give you another moment or two. Bob eats fish. It's a present simple sentence. So we'll need, what do we need for the question tag there? We've got a few right answers already. Well done, Mehmet, Kian, and Eddie. Exactly, yeah, you guys have got it. Great, well done. So the correct answer is, he eats fish, doesn't he? Perfect. Okay, good. And this one is negative. He eats fish, doesn't he? That's negative there. All right, now let's flip it round again, make sure we can understand. So next one is, he doesn't eat fish. What's the correct one? He doesn't eat fish. What's the correct question tag there? This time you'll notice this is negative. He doesn't eat fish. The correct answer is good. Mehmet, Hashim, Nabiel, you've got it correct. Well done. The correct answer is, whoops, I dropped my pen. One moment. Okay. Yeah, the correct answer is, does he? So he doesn't eat fish, does he? And that is a positive question tag. So remember, like a battery, if one part is negative, the other part needs to be positive. If the first part is positive, the second part needs to be negative. I think you guys have got it. You're doing very well in answering in the comments. Now, let's think about the answer, okay? Because this part seems to be a bit more difficult for people to understand about how to correctly answer a question tag question. So let's get rid of this. 1 second. Oh, God. My arm is getting a little tired from holding the board, so I'm just going to change positions. Okay. All right. So what's the answer? So we said earlier, Bob eats fish. He does. Okay. So what is the answer to the first one? Let's just change this to 1 and 2. Hang on. Ooh. Okay. 1, 2. He eats fish, doesn't he? What's the answer? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't? Okay, just give you guys a moment to answer that again. So Bob, he eats fish, doesn't he? That's the question. What's the answer? I'll give you guys a moment again to let me know in the comments. Okay, great. Yeah, you guys have got it. We've got some correct answers already. The answer is yes, he does. The long answer is yes, he eats fish. That's the long answer, but usually we just answer with the short answer. Yes, he does. Okay. What now about the second way to ask kind of the same question? He doesn't eat fish, does he? The difference in meaning between these two is with number 1, I think he does eat fish, and I'm just checking with you. In the second one, I think he doesn't eat fish, and I'm checking with you. But how do we answer the second question? He doesn't eat fish, does he? What do you think? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't? Is it the same, or does it change? So now we're looking for the answer to the second question. He doesn't eat fish, does he? Is it the same as this answer, or does it change? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, my arm. Okay, good. Let's just give you one more moment to think about the correct answer. So do we keep that same answer, or do we need to change it? What do you think? Same or change? He doesn't eat fish, does he? What do you think? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't? So, okay, so Esami, Esami says, yes, he does. Emerson Silva says, no, he doesn't. The correct answer is, guys, no, come on. We keep the same answer. I did say it before. Try to remember. So, yes, he does. Because, look, we can see here, Bob eats fish. He eats fish. The answer stays the same. The answer always stays the same as what the truth is. The truth is he eats fish. The answer to both questions. We know Bob eats fish. He eats fish, doesn't he? Yes, he does. He doesn't eat fish, does he? Yes, he does. Same. Keep the same answer because we know that Bob eats fish. So the answer to both questions is yes, he does. Okay. So I think some of you are starting to get it now. You can understand a bit better now, which is good. Let's do a little bit more practice. Okay. If you're still confused about anything with these question tags, you can go back and rewatch parts of the video later when we finished. Oh, okay. I'm just going to take a minute or two break because my arm is really hurting. Give me a shout in the comments. Let me know if everything is clear. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I have said so far. I'll be happy to answer those while I give my arm just a little break. Okay. All right. Okay, let's have a look. So, Dialogue Mospian is practicing using question tags, and they said Germany will be the champion of 2018, won't it? Yeah, that's correct. When you say Germany, you mean like the German team. Are you talking about football? Are you talking about the World Cup? With that's a good one actually. With teams, we often say they. So Germany will be the champions of 2018, won't they? Because we think of a team as a collection of people. So we often use they when we're talking about teams. Okay. All right. We have. I'm looking at some questions now. So can I ask you to? I just want to stay focused on this one topic for today. These are good questions, but I would prefer if we kept to the topic, because otherwise we could be here for days and I have to finish this live class in about 20 minutes. So please, if you have any questions about question tags, let me know. All the other questions, I will try to answer them another time. Or I can reply, if you leave them in the comments, I can reply to you after I have finished filming this live video. But let's keep it relevant. Let's keep on topic. Questions about question tags. If you have any, let me know in the comments. Okay. So, all right, let's do a few more examples. So the examples we looked at, we looked at present simple, we looked at present continuous, and we also looked at past simple. We can also use modal verbs. Modal verbs are verbs like can, could, should, might, will. So let's try those, shall we? And you'll notice I just used a question tag there. I said, let's try those, shall we? When we use let's at the beginning, we use shall in the question tag. But okay, let's have a look. Okay, number one, it won't rain tomorrow. What do you think here? Okay, let's try this one. So here we have won't, will not, will not. Native speakers use contractions so often. So if you're not using contractions, I would start trying to use them, because it's sounds so much more natural when you use the contracted form, won't. It means will not, but we usually say won't. It won't rain tomorrow. What's the question tag? Let me know in the comments. Okay, good. I think we've got a good correct answer already. I'm just going to give you one more minute to think of that. Okay. All right, good. Yes. Cool. We've got 3 correct answers. Well done, Kian, Nabiel, and Giuseppe. The answer is it won't rain tomorrow. Will it? Good. So again, we've got it is the subject. We've got will not, which is negative. So the question tag must be positive. Question tag is positive. It won't rain tomorrow, will it? Let's say I'm in Germany. I'm pretty sure I think it will. So, okay, let's put it here. So the answer is, okay, there will be rain tomorrow. We know this, so this is a fact. There will be rain tomorrow. So what's the answer? It won't rain tomorrow, will it? What's the correct answer? That's the question. Number 1, question. What's the answer? It won't rain tomorrow, will it? What do you think is the correct way to answer this question? It won't rain tomorrow, will it? What do you think? Yes, it will, or no, it won't? By the way, we're looking at future simple tense. This is future simple using will and won't. So it will rain tomorrow. Okay. Okay, good. Yes. No, Nabil, Kian, Isami, well done. Yes, it will. Because, like I said, there will be rain tomorrow. So the answer is yes, it will. Okay. Now, so this is still going to be true. This is still true. It will rain tomorrow. Yes, it will. Now let's just look at the alternative way to ask the same question. So if I say it won't rain tomorrow, will it? It means I think it won't. If I think it will, I'll say it will rain tomorrow. What's the question tag here? It will rain tomorrow. What do you think? What's the correct question tag? I'll give you a moment to answer in the comments. So I'm just telling you the fact. It will rain tomorrow. So that's the fact. It will rain tomorrow. It will rain tomorrow. Question tag is good. Excellent. Won't it? We've got some correct answers there. Exactly here, because this part is positive, which means the question tag must be negative. Well done. Okay, excellent. I'm just going to return to the comments. Dialogue Mos Bien says, I'm a beginner, but I can understand you very well. Excellent. I'm so glad. You're doing very well for a beginner, Dialogue Mos Bien, because this is not easy stuff. This is not beginner grammar. This is definitely intermediate or upper intermediate kind of grammar. So well done for being able to understand it and get the correct answers. You are doing very well. My Instagram is Anya_teaches_English. Just write in Anya Teaches English into Instagram and you should be able to find me. I can also send you the link in the comments after this class. Okay, let's get back to it. So yeah, we got lots of correct answers there. Won't it? Won't it? We need to repeat the subject and make will negative. So, okay, so now what is the answer? Remember, this is the fact. So what's the answer here? It will rain tomorrow, won't it? What do you think? No, it won't, or yes, it will? Remember, the answer to this one, it won't rain tomorrow, will it? Yes, it will. How do we answer this question? It will rain tomorrow, won't it? What do you think? What's the correct answer to this one? I'll give you a minute again to let me know in the comments. And I'm just going to stretch my arm a little. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, good. Yeah, you guys have got it. So the correct answer is, anyone else want to try and answer? We've already got a couple of correct answers. Well done, Kian and Nabiel. The correct answer is the same. It stays the same. Yes, it will. So this is the thing I think that some learners find confusing, because the way that we ask the question changes, but the answer doesn't change, because it doesn't change the fact that it will rain tomorrow. That's what we know. The answer stays the same, despite the way that you ask the question. It will stay the same. So good job, guys. Yes, it will. All right. I think we're making progress, because before I was getting quite a few wrong answers for that one, but now we are doing well. So well done. Give yourselves a pat on the back and say well done. Okay, excellent. So So that was future simple. We've got about 10 minutes left of the class. I'm going to end the class with a little quiz with about 5 or 6 questions, which I'm going to ask you to check that you have understood what I've been trying to teach you today. And you can let me know in the comments after I post this video. But let's just practice with a couple more things, with a couple of different tenses. Now let's try a more difficult tense. Let's try present perfect. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now let's try present perfect tense. So, okay. Question. The question is, she has finished her homework. Okay, so what's the question tag? So this time we're using present perfect. She has finished her homework. What is the question tag? So this is positive. Remember, so what's the question tag? I'll give you a moment again to answer me in the comments. Okay, excellent. Yes, perfect. You got it. So she has finished her homework, hasn't she? She's finished her homework, hasn't she? Perfect, you guys have it. So yeah, it's negative here. Okay, good. Okay, so the answer here, let's see if we can make the answer. So let's say when we're talking about she, we're talking about Alice. Okay. Okay, second. And she has not finished her homework. So what's the correct answer? She has finished her homework, hasn't she? What should the answer be if this is the fact? Fact. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What's the correct answer here? She has finished her homework, hasn't she? Okay, exactly. Well done, Isami. Well done, Kian. Eddie sorry, what's your name? Cavalsante or Cavalcante. Look at this again. So the answer is no, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. Okay. Now let's think of asking it the other way. So she has finished her homework, hasn't she? I'm asking it this way because I think she has. So I'm just checking with you, but I think she has. That's why I asked it this way. Now, if I think she hasn't finished her homework, I'm going to ask like this. She hasn't finished her home. I'm just going to write HW, homework. What's the question tag here? She hasn't finished her homework. Let me know in the comments again. So what should the question tag be here? She hasn't finished her homework. Okay, good. You guys are fast. You're right. The correct answer is, of course, has she? She hasn't finished her homework, has she? What's the answer here? So this is the answer. So what's the answer to this one? The answer to she has finished her homework, hasn't she, was no, she hasn't. What about this one? She hasn't finished her homework, has she? And remember, this is still true. So what's the way to answer this question? Okay, well done, Kian, Grand Prix, Eddie Calvante. What have you got it correct? Well done. But what's the answer? She hasn't finished her homework, has she? What do you think? How do we answer that question? Let's see in the comments. Remember, this is still the fact here. This is important. Okay, so I can see some of you are still a little bit confused about this. If you were watching earlier, remember what I said before about this? Remember what I said before? Okay, so we've got one correct answer so far. Yeah, almost correct. Okay, so the correct answer is no, she hasn't. No, so remember, it stays the same. And usually we'll make the contraction again. Because she has not finished her homework. The important thing to remember is the answer stays the same. Same answer. The answer stays the same. The answer does not change. We can't say yes, she hasn't, and we can't say no, she has. It must agree. So if we say no, the second part needs to be negative. If we say yes, it needs to be positive. We can't say yes, she hasn't. It sounds very confusing in English. Okay, so remember, if you remember one thing from today, remember the answers to question tags stay the same. I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's the way it is. Again, if you're having trouble with that, just go back and watch the beginning part of the video. Go back and watch it again, review it, practice it again. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so now, because I don't think I can write anymore on the board. That's been a workout for my arm, it hurts. So why don't you try and answer this question with the question tag? I can say, it is very bright outside. What's the question tag? It's very bright outside. Can you tell me the correct question tag? So now this is a real life example of question tags in use, because this is true. It's very bright outside. What's the correct question tag? Let me know in the comments. It's very bright outside. What's the correct question tag? Yeah, you got it. Exactly. Isami and Kian, again, well done. Isn't it? It is, or it's. We often remember native speakers contract those things. It's very bright outside, isn't it? And what's the correct answer? What's the answer to that question? It's very bright outside, isn't it? The answer is... Good, yeah, you all got it correct. So the answer is, it's very bright outside, isn't it? The answer is... Okay, excellent. Yes, it is. Wonderful, yeah, you guys have got it. I'm just going to read back over some more comments from before now. Dialogue Ramos Bian says, you're from London, aren't you? That's correct. Well, the grammar is correct. That's the correct way of asking the question. But no, I'm not from London. I'm not from London. To answer another question, Grand Prix Me says, you wanted us to be confused? No, I did not want you to be confused, but I'm saying that some students do get confused, because I suppose this grammar point is a little bit confusing. I don't want you to be confused. That's why I did this class, to try my best to make it a little bit clearer for you, and I hope I have. If there's still something you don't understand, again, my advice is to go back to the start of the video and watch it again. And I'm sure if you watch it a second time, it will become clearer for you. Okay, all right, so that is the end of my live class today. I think we covered a lot of different things. So we talked about why it's important to learn question tags, because native speakers use them so often. Why do we use them? And that's to confirm with the other person that what we think is correct. That's the reason we use them. And we also practiced using them in different tenses, and we practiced giving the correct answers to them. So now, just before we finish, I'm going to leave you with 6 quiz questions to test your knowledge and see how much you learned and can remember from today. All right, so the first one, number 1 is, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is, you haven't eaten breakfast yet. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is, we are going to eat soon. Okay, number 4 is, it didn't rain yesterday. Number 5 is, he plays guitar. Okay, and the last one, number 6, is, it was good. Okay, so those are the 6 questions. Let me just repeat them for you again. I have written them in the live chat comments. I will also, when this video is properly uploaded to YouTube, when it finishes being live, I'll write them again in the description. But one more time, I'll just repeat them now for you. Number 1, I'll see you tomorrow. Number 2, you haven't eaten breakfast yet. Okay, number 3, we are going to eat soon. When I'm saying that means that's the blank space that you need to complete. Number 4, it didn't rain yesterday. And number 5, he plays guitar. And number 6, it was good. All right. Okay, so I will leave you with those. You can answer them when you get time. Answer them in the comments, and when I get time, I will tell you if they are correct or not. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Hope you learned something. If you have any more questions, then please let me know in the comments when the video is finished, and I'll try to answer them all. Okay, just one more question from Grand Prix Me. Grand Prix Me says, can we say in it all the time? In it is something British people say quite a lot, and it's very informal, so it's super informal. But I do use it sometimes. I say in it, it's good, in it, like for example. But we can't use it all the time, not for every question tag. But yeah, some native speakers use in it like a lot. Okay. So let's leave it there, because actually I'm really hungry. I need to go eat something before my next class, which starts in 25 minutes. So thanks again for joining me. And remember, if you are interested in taking a one-to-one class with me, you can do that. I can leave a link in the description box again. A 20-minute trial class is only €2, super cheap. So if you are interested in that, you can do that. The next live, good question. That's a great question. Abdo Ibrahim, very good question. When's the next live class? Same time tomorrow. So 1 p.m. German time, that's CET time, Central European time, 1 p.m. tomorrow. The topic for tomorrow's discussion or class is going to be speaking and listening, how to improve your speaking and listening skills. So I hope you can join me for that tomorrow. Okay, thanks again for tuning in and see you guys soon. Bye bye. Have a nice day.